Stop. Siinä on Gaby. Eli ollaanko me täällä? Anybody online? Anybody online? Mitä tapahtuu? Hyvä. Hyvä. Good. So let's start. Excellencies, dear colleagues, welcome to the Happy Helsinki tour for tourism professionals. My name is Ullis. I have a little family company called Ullis Travel Studio here in Helsinki, Finland. And some of you guys I met already on Monday, and some of you we have met online, and today we do this online tour of the Happy Helsinki. I got here 3 colleagues. Gaby is right here, and hi. And Gaby also has a client, Bernie, with her. And then we have here Maria. Hello. And then we have Henri.
Hi guys.
And these colleagues of mine, we are going to now for 1 hour take you on a virtual tour. And Gaby is addressing you guys who have German as your mother tongue, and Maria knows, of course, English and but also Spanish this time. And then Henri is a specialist of Japanese. I'm sure many of you Japanese colleagues are happy to have sometimes Japanese guidings from Helsinki, and Henri is a Finn who knows Japanese culture quite well. So, and our team here behind the camera, we have Tarmo Rouhiainen here, and our Zoom manager is Erkki.
Hi.
Okay, let's get to the business. What makes us happy here in Finland? Let's go over there and discuss a bit more. First, we would like to introduce you the best library of the world. You will see now a general view of Oodi Central Library of Helsinki. Oodi was a birthday present for Finnish people. Finland got 100 years of age in 2017, and then the politicians in Helsinki and in our parliament, they were thinking of what would be the appropriate present. Would it be a rally, competition? We are good at motorsports, as you know. Well, perhaps not. Maybe skiing. No. Library was, of course, the unanimous, absolutely the best choice. And everybody in our country can use the library card of Oodi Library, Central Library. You see the beautiful overall view. Oodi has got 3 floors. We are starting our tour from the first floor. The top floor, 3rd floor, and it's called the Book Heaven. And the reason for that is that you can see this beautiful ceiling, and the ceiling is in fact a special audio ceiling with protecting all the noises to disturb you. So people who want to talk in normal voices, like me right now, I'm not necessarily disturbing my fellow clients here because it has a special effect on this cloud ceiling. And the Book Heaven, of course, because the books can really take you to heaven. But what we have to discuss now is the Happy Helsinki, Happy Finland. Why is it possible? How is it possible that we Finns, 5.5 million people here in the north, we've been chosen, not actually chosen, but statistically evaluated as the happiest people in the world 4 years in a row already. So what do you think, Henri? What would be the reason?
Japanese?
Actually, in both languages, you have your choice.
Well, I think it's a very small country, so people have been used to getting well with each other, and I think it's a very easy country to live in, and people are very literate as well. But shall I say something in Japanese?
Yes, please.
じゃあ、皆様、こんにちは。私の名前はヘンリです。よろしくお願いします。はじめまして。 今日は9月の22日とこのオーディの紹介します。オーディは日本だっていう商家ですね。ヘルシンキとフィンランド一番大きな図書館です。今日の温度は11度ぐらい。反対側この駅もいますから、ヘルシンキ駅。こっちから歩いてと1分ぐらいかかります。私たちは今3階にあるので、ちょっとこの階段に下がって、またいろんなことを紹介します。フィンランドの中でいろんな図書館は800ぐらいあります。ここに今と見てと、普通の日は1000人か2000人ぐらい人は来ます。じゃあ、あともっとこの説明しましょう。じゃあ、楽しみに一緒に回りましょう。もう一度、ようこそ。
That was nice. We didn't understand anything. But Maria, what do you think we are the happiest country in the world?
Well, we're the happiest. Well, first of all, I think that World Happiness Report, it's not about happiness as a positive emotion as such. It's about people having conditions for meaningful, fulfilling life. And those conditions we have. So equality is one of those things. Safety, security. We have very low crime rate, for example, here in Finland. People have freedom to choose their path because education is free of charge. There are all kinds of things that sort of even out, sort of create equality and sort of fill the gaps between people from different backgrounds. So basically people have similar chances regardless of what background they come. Of course, this is idealized, but nonetheless, I'd say we've done better than many countries and what we used to do in the past. So that's what I think is the secret of our happiness.
Yes. Yes, and now maybe trust is also something that very often is regarded, said as regarding, and I know some of our fellow people in the world, they think that it's a kind of naive to trust your counterparts always, but I think we think it's part of our charm. And so what? We trust. It's much better to trust than always suspect that somebody is going to cheat you. So it's just losing energy. In fact, I think that we are quite relaxed because we don't have to be afraid all the time. We can trust our fellow people. And then we can also trust our children to move around quite safely. Gaby, where are you now? Gaby.
We have a kid here who's moving around a lot, and he feels safe and I feel safe. And something that's very typical for Finland, we call this wonderful place, we call it the book heaven, but we also call it our big living room. And you can see this little guy really understood it because he took his shoes off. This is what we do in our living rooms. So it's really a good example of how much at ease we feel in this place. And about being happy in Finland, well, for me, not being a Finn, it's very. Ich bin Deutsche, ja, wir können das auch auf Deutsch sagen, ja. Für alle Deutschen vielleicht, also in Finnland, das Fantastische ist ja, dass wir, ich weiß gar nicht, wo ich anfangen soll, fangen wir an, das reinste Wasser auf der Welt, die reinste Luft. Man könnte sagen, die Luft ist wie Champagner, in der Regel ist sie auch genauso kalt und prickelnd wie Champagner. Eine Sache, die ich hier ganz besonders großartig finde, ist, dort drüben sehen wir dieses Gebäude, dieses eckige Gebäude, das ist unser Parlament. Und etwas, was mich als Deutsche ganz besonders berührt hat, ist, dass wir tatsächlich in Augenhöhe sind mit dem Parlament. Da drüben sitzen unsere 200 Mitglieder des Parlaments. Und hier gibt es einen Raum, wo wir Ideen sammeln können für das, was wir wirklich in dieser Stadt gut finden oder was wir noch verbessern möchten. Und der Weg ist wirklich kurz und wir können sehen, ich meine, das ist das beste Beispiel. Das ist ein Gebäude, was wirklich gebaut wurde gemäß den Wünschen der Einwohner und seiner Nutzer. Und das sind ja wirklich alle, nicht nur die in Helsinki wohnen, sondern auch Touristen und Leute außerhalb von Helsinki. Ich könnte jetzt noch lange weiter erzählen, aber das vielleicht dazu. Und wie Sie sehen, das Kind ist immer noch sicher aufgehoben hier. Und wenn ich jetzt mich nicht drum kümmern würde, dann wäre jemand anders da, weil das ist halt ein kinderfreundliches Land.
Ja. Okay. Vielen Dank. Vielen Dank. So give wieder. Perhaps we'd like to see this nice little hill here. You know, the story goes that the hill here was actually formed because they needed extra space for ventilation and for drains and for such things that all the engineers and the constructors, they always understand. But then the children were asked, what would you like to have in your library? And they said, would like to have a hill. And of course, the constructor said, it's a crazy idea. It's going to be too expensive and we can't afford it. But then one of those ventilation guys, he said, but actually we have to make a box there anyway. So why not a hill actually under the box? And then one of the sewage system guy says, and it needs to be another toilet rooms for the other end. So that's why the children got their hill. But in fact, it's not really a hill that you can go downhill because it keeps you really steady, but it's very, very popular. On very many Saturday mornings when I've been here, I can see fathers and sons trying to go down and sliding because that's something that they really like. But let's go and have a look at these windows. Henri, would you like to join me? Henri, would you like to come over here because I need you to help me with the geography.
Yeah.
So Henri's head here, you can see.
Chiri.
So let's pretend that it's a globe. Everybody, we have a globe here. So where Finland is located now is right in the middle of Henri's forehead. And here we have the 60th latitude. All right. So when we're thinking of India, we're thinking behind his ear. Okay. Mm-hmm. And Japan is right somewhere here behind, among these curls. And then we think of Finland, how you colleagues would take your groups here. We have to think that we're quite high up in the north, on the 60th latitude. So here we have Greenland, we have the northern parts of Canada, and then we have here the Pacific and the Atlantic, the Alaska, and then a long, long way to Siberia. So how do we reach Finland if we want to take our clients to all these places? So we have the biggest airline in the world, which is called the Finnair. Well, Finnair is not biggest as if we compare airlines, but if we compare it to the population of Finland, it's definitely very, very big because the most of Finnair's passengers, they come from this part of Henri's head. So it's Asia and Southeast Asia. So you have very nice connections, direct connections by Finnair, our local carrier. Also, we have Japan Airlines flying. Mm-hmm. We have Chinese Airlines flying to Finland, and of course, Helsinki is a fantastic gateway to other destinations in Europe. And let's hope the prices are going down. Yesterday, I heard that the individual price ticket for Helsinki was cheaper than the group ticket. So it's weird. Maybe we're getting some new tariffs. And then what is very important as well, since the climate is changing, you look at Henri's forehead here, Helsinki here. This is actually the starting point of the longest railway in the whole world. So railways are going to be the #1 in the future. And this railway is the Trans-Siberian, taking you all the way from Helsinki to Vladivostok or back. And for our Japanese clients here behind Henri's ear, there is a wonderful connection, as you probably know, to Niigata from Vladivostok. So you are in very good position there. And we already have quite a number of groups before the COVID pandemic from Australia, for instance, taking this route. So there's a lot of us professionals to arrange for this connection. And of course, then behind here, we have lovely connections from the North America and the rest of Europe. So lots of connections. And then not to forget about the ships. We have a great ships. Finland is a great shipbuilder, cruising ships and other vessels. And also environmentally friendly ships we're doing, and we are a big port for international cruising ships. So Helsinki is offering a lot of things. And next time you're designing your program, remember that in Helsinki, it's not only the city that you should be viewing, it should be actually the nature.
Ja ima Ulla sanoi meistä asiakarva Finlandomainen suora kusikan kun hanko kureka karimas korotettu kuukoon jottava kansa kuukookaan naritotoka tyypy kuukoo saikima joku nihonsima Finlandonikin mas dostaka muimone kekko ninki karimasta ato Finlandon jymen kotovane minna va moritto misumino kuni va Finlandono koto jutte huijunut toki moni hokuo tejuttava Laplando nimenomaan joku nihonsin vai ikimas dosta katjuto aurora no tamene orva minna jumedeskara takara Helsinki to Laplando vai joku nihonsin ni ikimas konkaivani mata Rainen no harudeva Finland simme joku nihon iku joteini arujoni to私の言葉ね私は添乗員のようなFinland人のお客様は日本に連れてってくれますだから日本の言葉大好きじゃあまたいつかフィンランドとか日本に会いましょう
Excellent. And then one thing, Finland is known as, Henri pointed out, Aurora. That's what I understood. But you can see here, we have an eternal snow on the floor, on the windows of Oodi Library. And these are not just a decoration. They are, in fact, a very nice experimental thing to protect this building and especially the interior and the precious books here from harmful rays of the sun. So you know that our country is being up here in the 60th latitude. We are now having a lot of sunlight during summertime and no sunlight at all practically in wintertime. So having dramatic changes of daylight, we need some protection also from outside.
Someone wanted to know how many days that you Trans-Siberian?
Trans-Siberian, 12,000 kilometers. And if you just take one-way ticket, that is about 7 days and 7 nights. And then you will reach Helsinki. And you have to change train in Moscow. And the same goes with, you can reach by this railway, you can reach also Beijing. So Chinese groups by train, wonderful idea, wouldn't be. And of course, Mongolia. And the lovely taiga there, you can see the wonderful, wonderful nature of Siberia is there for us. Okay, so shall we proceed? One more thing about the Siberian train. The cheapest tickets, one-way ticket, was only about 600 euros one way. So the prices are not very bad. What language is Brent talking?
We speak Swedish and German.
Swedish and German, yes. Max till bibliotek. Ja, vielleicht. Yeah. Now let's go outside to the balcony. What is also very meaningful for us Finns is to be relaxed. You can see that the atmosphere also in the library is very relaxed indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, there, my dear colleagues. Now we are on the balcony of Oodi Central Library, and behind me there is the Citizen Square, and dominating the Citizen Square on the other side of Mannerheimin street, which is the main street of Helsinki, you can see the Parliament building. It is from 1931. And of granite. The whole country of Finland is actually based on granite ground. And the granite is quite old, almost 2.7 billion years old granite. And we have, as our colleague Gaby already mentioned, we have 200 delegates there, and we have a government now, a majority government, and our Prime Minister has become quite popular and quite famous in the world, not because only because she's very bright and popular in our country, but also she's very good looking, and she's only 35 years old, so quite young. And now her cabinet is also known as having female chairs of parties. So actually, the male ministers are minority in our government right now. So we are quite used to having women in important positions in our country, in business life, but especially in the everyday life. So we're sharing responsibility, and it's not really a question of power. It's a question of or equality. It's a question of how to share the responsibility and who gets the money, who's getting paid. And this government, they decided that Oodi Library would be a good present for the people when the country was celebrating 100 years. And now, Henri, would you like to come and introduce us a little bit of Music Center?
今の方には国会議事堂ですね。1991年に作ったので、もう一番有名な建物この前には。あとはね、フィンランドのようには音楽は有名ですね。向こうの白い建物はフィンランディアホールっていう有名な建築家アルバロ・アルトの作った建物です。その隣にはこの音楽ホールは日本の建築も彼はそのためにいろんなよくことをやったので、全員この近くみんな近くになるからぜひもし時間があればいろんなコンサートに来てください。と日本人もフィンランドの音楽はよく好きみたい。一番有名な第4楽団のシベルスもちろん。と日本人もここよくに来ます。いろんな音楽の勉強のためにシベリウスアカデミーのような場所があります。とぜひ時間があればいろんなコンサートに来てください。その時に楽しみに音楽をゆっくり聴いてとまたね来てください。
Good. And then a few words in English about the same. You see the tower behind there, that is our National Museum. Finnish history is very interesting in that respect that we have a great history of old stories. And Maria, my colleague, is going to tell you a little bit more of the stories and how everything started in our country. So a lot of it was oral of the history. And then when the ice age had passed, the first building to be built here on a permanent building on the shorelines of Finland, that was the sauna. But we're talking about that on another tour. And then usually wood was used. So we don't have many buildings that are dating back to thousands of years or so, but we have a great heritage of Finnish language. We're going to learn a few words of Finnish on our way back there. So National Museum is a fantastic place. There are new collections now, permanent collections for you all to view and introduce to your groups and your clients, and we all can also take your clients there to the National Museum. And then Music Center, my colleague already told you, we have a very lively music life. Kaija Saariaho is given a notice of being the most remarkable new composer of our times, contemporary composer. So she has donated 1 million euros for new concert organ for the Music Center. It doesn't mean that that the conductors or the composers especially are getting millions and millions, but she actually inherited this million and she donated it to the music center, which is a fantastic thing to do from her. And then what I'm going to tell you a little bit more is the little pink villa you see here. And that villa it's now a museum, but it used to belong to the richest woman of Finnish history. We have a history being part of Sweden for 750 years and then 110 years part of Russian Empire. And this villa belonged to Aurora Karamzin, who was twice married to one of the richest men in Russia. And since this husband, they passed away, so she inherited a handsome fortune, and she used this fortune for the benefit of many poor women, especially here in Finland. And she also used to own one of the biggest diamonds in Europe in her time at the end of the 19th century. And this diamond is now preserved in the Louvre in Paris, and it's called the Sancy. But if you can't afford now sizes like that, you can always get a reflector, which you need in Finland in the Finnish winter time. And this reflector is to be got in the museum shop of Aurora's house.
Musiikki unohtui yksi juttu.
Okay.
Itse bara omassa harjoikotoa karaokeってみんなことのカラオケのことみんな知ってますからカラオケは本当にかなりよく人気がありますとちょっと珍しいけれどもカラオケタクシーもありますそれを乗ってと2時間くらいたくさん歌ってでもフィンランド人はカラオケの場合はよくさんで酒を飲んでとその後は本当にみんな楽しんでよくちょっと酔っ払ってけれどもフィンランドはねカラオケの国ですよもしヘルシンキとストックホルムの間その船を乗ってそれなんか酔っ払い船とことをみんなしてますからとフィンランドに来てはねぜひフィンランド語でカラオケをやってましょうぜひ
I would like to say a couple of words about the Finlandia house, which is over there in white marble, and it's not Finnish marble. Es ist tatsächlich also Marmor, der aus Italien kommt, Carrara-Marmor. Und die Idee zu diesem Haus oder die Ausführung kommt von dem wohl modernsten finnischen Architekten Alvar Aalto. Und wenn Sie in Essen oder in der Nähe von Essen in Deutschland wohnen, dann kennen Sie diesen Namen, weil er ja dort auch eine Konzerthalle gebaut hat. Das Timing war für die Deutschen gut, denn er hat die Konzerthalle gebaut, nachdem er die Finlandia-Halle gebaut hat und hat aus den einem Fehler gelernt, der dort gemacht wurde, nämlich eine nicht so gute Akustik. Das wurde dann in der Konzerthalle in Essen verbessert. Die Finlandia-Halle zeichnet sich durch diese wunderbare Konturen aus und auch dadurch, dass Alvar Aalto gemeint hat, es gibt keine rechten Winkel in der Natur. Warum sollen wir die in der Architektur haben? So alle rechten Winkel, die vermeidbar sind. Bei Fenstern und Türen ist das schwierig, aber ansonsten hat er immer versucht, es schwungvoll zu gestalten. Das kennen Sie sicherlich auch von dieser tollen Vase, die berühmte Alvar Aalto-Vase. Fertig wurde das Gebäude 1975, genau rechtzeitig zur KSZE-Konferenz, also das, was heute OSSE heißt, Organization for Safety and Security in Europe. Da hat hier die erste Konferenz stattgefunden und das war großartig für Finnland, weil das sozusagen Finnland auf die Landkarte gesetzt hat als ein Land, wo man unter sehr sicheren Umständen internationale Meetings haben kann. Und ich begann über den Carrara-Marmor zu sprechen und das vielleicht noch so etwas, was Sie sich vielleicht merken wollen. Carrara-Marmor kommt aus Italien. Der fühlt sich nicht so besonders gut in Finnland, weil wir natürlich ganz schön große Temperaturunterschiede haben. 30 im Sommer, minus 30 im Winter. Und das fand der italienische Marmor nicht in Ordnung. Und der blättert sich dann manchmal ab. Und dann sind Touristen oft geneigt, dort zu stehen und das zu fotografieren, weil sie glauben, das ist ein ganz besonderes Detail der finnischen Architektur. Und dann haben wir es später mit dem Opernhaus nochmal versucht. Das Opernhaus liegt also ein bisschen weiter dort. Sie sehen den weißen Marmor dort hervorkommen. Denn, wunderbar, wir haben auch Marmor in Finnland. Und der fühlt sich hier natürlich super wohl. So, das über das Finlandia-Haus von Alvar Aalto. Danke.
Thanks, Gaby. And then let's go a little bit further. It's a bit far away, but maybe you can detect a tower there behind the opera. And that tower belongs to the Finnish, actually Helsinki Olympic Stadium. Helsinki was hosting Olympic Games in 1952. The Olympics were granted for Helsinki already to be held in 1940, but then Helsinki was and Finland was facing different times of the Winter War, and it was not possible. So it was postponed, and 1952 then the Olympic Games were held here. It is a national monument, and how do we know that? It was renovated. I think it was the 6th time that with the renovation took place now, and now it was the most expensive renovation in our history of the city. It cost, we think, about 360 million euros. But it is worth its while. It's a beautiful place. So when you're taking your groups here, please do join 1 hour's tour of the Olympic Stadium and the wonderful sports museum. In the sports museum, for those of you who are following the sports events in the world, you can find the ski jumping medals of Matti Nykänen. They're very famous. And then the biggest shame of our sports history, which is the doping scandal of Lahti World Championships in skiing. Oh my gosh, we always blush when we talk about it. And it's the collective shame of the country. And then there are these old, very valuable medals over the biggest champion of runners in Olympic Games, Paavo Nurmi. His medals and his watch is there preserved, and also Hannes Kolehmainen's medals and many, many others. So it's really worth your while. And sports is uniting people. And one of the things of our happiness here in Finland is that we are really keen on sports, you know, and we know that we're always, if we're very, very good, we will be the 4th. But nevertheless, we can take it. That is especially in ice hockey, which is our national sports. So shall we proceed now, Maria, with your team? Let's take this door. Take that position over there. Maybe then you can see the head.
Yeah, this carpet represents one of our most loved playwrights, Minna Kant, who actually did something that very few playwrights have managed to do. She actually managed to change a law in Finland. You see, until the 1880s, women were under guardianship of men, and or married women were under guardianship of their husbands. And if the husband didn't bother about the family, he could basically take, women could work, but the money went to the man, and he could do whatever he chose to with it, and he had no obligation to the family. So Minna Kant wrote a play called Workman's Wife, and she showed the injustice of this situation, and she actually managed to change the public opinion and subsequently changed the law. Eso es una cosa muy único en el mundo, que una persona escribiendo una obra de arte o de literatura logra cambiar la legislación del país. Minna Kant lo logró. 1880, las mujeres casadas estaban todavía bajo del poder de sus maridos. O sea, el marido decidía si la mujer puede trabajar, si ella trabajaba, el dinero estaba bajo del control del marido. Y entonces, si el marido, por ejemplo, era un borracho que no cuidaba a su familia, la esposa y sus hijos podrían vivir en pobreza, aunque la mujer trabajaba. Y entonces Minna Kant, que era una escritora de piezas teatrales principalmente, escribió una obra que se llama La mujer del obrero. mostrando la injusticia de esa situación y logró cambiar la opinión pública y después cambiar la ley. Entonces la legislación se cambió según una obra de arte. Eso yo creo que nunca ha pasado en Finlandia ni antes ni después. Entonces Minna Kant es un nombre para recordar.
Excellent. Excellent. Now let's see some ideas that the designers of this interior have had in mind. You know, Finland is also quite proud of the design we have for interior and for furniture, for fabrics, and one of these ideas, of course, is applied here. There are 9 different types of carpets that are actually a piece of art here in the library, and Minna Kant is one of them. And we're very proud of this. And it's now we're going to see a beautiful set of old, actually the oldest designed chair that is most copied, illegally copied in the world. And you have an idea about this. Let's have a look. It's the bubble chair by Eero Arnio.
Korvani sotto henna katsoisi maskeridama. Joku minna ninki karimasta benides ne. Kore ima suvaru to kono Josevane kokonen on jonde to ajan jukkuri ja sitten korva hontoni minnani joku kone skaukotunga arvon suores ne. Daijoubu. これは今、ジャパニーズ、日本語で説明します。もしかしたらヘルシンキとこの消化オーディオ図書館に来たら、ぜひ座ってください。本当に便利ですよ。
We're on direct stream to all over the world. So you're popular now, you're famous. How do you like it here? Is it wonderful? Yeah. You know, this guy, Eero Arnio, who was designing this chair, it was in the beginning of the 60s. He wanted to have a place of his own so that his children wouldn't find him.
Yeah, I was actually thinking I should have this thing in my own flat.
Oh, yeah.
Like just to have a cozy
yeah, it's very cozy
place. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, let's go further. Here we have a staircase. We're going to go down soon, so you will have a closer look at this. But the staircase is not just staircase. You can see that it has got, the spiral is going 2 ways. So it resembles the DNA, the structure of the DNA. And on this staircase, you will see words. And these words are in Finnish, and they are called donations. To who the people were asked to whom this library should be donated, and there are so many groups of people that came up. So we are going to read them later. So you will learn some Finnish in the meantime. But first, we are going to see a famous carpet here. Maria, are you close by? So, where's Maria? So here we are. And Maria is going to tell you more about the story behind this carpet. But as you can see, there's a huge, big fish. It's a pike. And where the pike is swimming, you can see these red flames. This is the river Tuonela that is separating the land of the dead and the land of the living. So this is ancient Finnish history that is dictated in Kalevala. And if we think of Kalevala and the Finnish heritage, so we can say that Kalevala is a lovely book translated into 26 languages, and it's only a little part of the Finnish stories. It is the whole collection of the stories. It's like 36 degrees more. So we are very proud of our stories. And Kalevala is as old as the Old Testament history or Iliad or Odyssey. But now Maria is going to tell you now about how everything started.
Bueno, la creación del mundo, principio de todo. Existió diosa del aire y ella se cansó de estar sola en el mundo, entonces recostó a las olas del mar y se quedó embarazada del viento del norte. Y bueno, durante el embarazo estaba acostada y vino un ave y puso un nido a su cadera y puso 5 huevos al nido. Y la diosa estaba con mucho dolor por el embarazo, entonces movía, el nido se caía y todos los huevos se caían del nido y se rompieron. Y de huevo de oro nacieron sol, la luna, las estrellas, huevo de plata, las aguas, ríos y lagos, etc. Y así nació el mundo. Y bueno, finalmente la diosa dio luz a un hijo, pero el embarazo había durado 40 años. Entonces el hijo nació ya como un hombrecito, como un hombre mayor, con pelo canoso, etc. Pero tenía ciertas fuerzas. Mayoría de las aventuras de Kalevala cuentan la historia de él tratando de encontrarse una mujer para casarse, pero nadie quiere casarse con un viejo, entonces terminan siempre con tragedias, guerras, etc. Y una de las aventuras, él necesitaba recitar una poema, las poemas de él tenían fuerza, podían ahogar sus enemigos a la tierra, etc. Pero necesitaba un par de palabras y tenía que bajarse a la tierra de los muertos y pescar del río de la muerte un pez que nosotros lo llamamos losillo. Es un pez así largo, con unos dientes muy fuertes. Y de un hueso del losillo, él hacía un instrumento que nosotros llamamos cántele. Y cantando sus poesías con cántele, tenía una fuerza todavía más divina. Y bueno, aquí se ve ilustrado el losillo que él pescaba de la tierra de los muertos.
That's a nice story. And these stories, they were actually recited to people from generation to generations for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And this reciting was actually in a nice rhythm. And what you could call it now, it's a kind of rap music of the ancient times. So ancient rap, and that's how you keep on repeating these things, and that's why the heritage is preserved for the coming generations. Now we have time, about 15 minutes, so we're going to see the children's department. Let's have a look.
Benny.
Voitko Sarina varmistaa, että onko siellä lupakuvata?
On.
Joo.
On, kyllä.
Tämä lastenpäätöhän on tämmöinen erityinen
Joo,
laulaja.
kyllä. Ja meillä on suoralähetys menossa.
Joo. Hei vaan.
Here we have a librarian asking exactly as she should if we have a permission to shoot the direct film here, and we said of course, and to respect the children, because no children is supposed to be shown and identified at the picture. Exactly.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Good.
That's
Hello.
how we do it. That's how we do it. And the children's department here is actually quite nice, and you can see over there. So as Gaby already told, children usually take off their shoes when they come to the library. That's the relaxed way of doing. And what they do here, of course, they are reading. And there is also a very nice secret door behind there. And now we unfortunately cannot go through that secret door because it's under some renovation. But what is inside there in the secret, behind there, the secret door, is a nice, great orange pumpkin, completely soft and lovely. And you go inside there, and then anybody can pick a book and start reading aloud. And as you know, all colleagues, the best way to entertain your clients is to read aloud to them. I've done that many times on long journeys in the bus, for instance. We took once a long journey from New York all the way along the East Coast to Miami. It's a hell of a long way. So what we did, I was reading books aloud for them. And if they behaved, I would continue next morning. So that's how you have to see that how they behave. Now let's go downstairs. Here we have some pieces of art. And let's take the staircase. And as you can see from here, through here, this is actually a piece of art. So, so the staircase is a piece of art by Otto Karvonen, and it's called The Dedication, to whom this library should be dedicated. So groups of people are now being nominated here. And in fact, this is dedicated to everybody. So let's go down. So if you're zooming now the text here, there is the first word is kaikille, and it means to everybody. Then it says those who are lost, to strangers, to the lazy ones, to those guys who are under their wife's thumb, to the spiritual people, to introverts, to orphans, to crazy ones, to those who read, those who tickle easily, to anarchists, to those who took their own lives. Once I had a group here who, when I was translating these groups, so there was a little boy who said, "Are there dead people here?" I said, "Yes, yes, of course. You can see the spirits everywhere. You feel them, of course. That's what we have in our libraries, spirits." We're coming now to the floor that has no books. Instead, you can see that people are doing all kinds of other things, that activities that they have in mind. And here we have all kinds of apparatus and appliances for sewing, for printing, for editing your films or whatever. So let's have a look here first. You can see these guys are sewing. And this big printer here allows you to print, if you want, wallpapers or what you have in mind. There was one elderly gentleman here the other day, and he had a beautiful collection of old family photographs, starting from the beginning of the 20th century. And I was asking, what is it that you're printing? He said, "This is going to be a present for my wife. She doesn't know yet that we're going to have a new wallpaper in our dining area." So you can do all kinds of surprises around here. And this place is usually used for people who are making t-shirts or bags or something. So you can take your own print here by a memory stick, and then you just do and print whatever you like. And there all those Adobe and other expensive programs that you need for completing your printed material or whatever. So you can use these free of charge here with your Oodi card. So she's having an exhibition, and she's printing a Zoom. And here we have then also a section for studios. And the library is also loaning you instruments. Here we have the guitars. How do you say, guys? Our video team are also players. What do you think of these? What do you think of these?
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad. Okay.
More expensive guitars than mine.
More expensive than yours. And then Finland is also very famous for computer games and for console games. So that's what also the library is providing. And here we have a studio for computer games. Let's have a look. And then the console games here. The console game studios are here as well. And a lot of nice things here. Then we have a studio. So if you have music ideas, if you have a group or wanted to come here and book free of charge time in your studio, so you will have a beautiful instruments. There is a synthesizer. I'm told that there are only 800 existing in the world, and they are the best. Not the most expensive, but the best. There are pianos. There are horns. You can not rent but loan. And then you can see this wall. This is cork, natural cork, quite valuable. And usually the cork, you know, it is used as a material for soundproofing. But here, this is by the architects, a very special sociological experiment. They want to see how long does it take that people are destroying this, because it's a very warm and very soft material. And you see, it's almost intact, and there have been more than 4 million visitors here. So it seems that people, when they are respected and you provide good design and good behavior, so they treat you back well. And it's a wonderful, actually to show that what happy people are behaving like. They don't want to destroy everything. And here we have free of charge rooms for any gatherings you might have. As already told, we are respecting the liberties of human beings here in our country. So it means that people can gather, be the reason whatever, political or religious or whatever reason. So you just book it here. Only commercial reservations are restricted only to 1 or 2. It's not the idea that taxpayers' money is used for commercial purposes. So if you have any gathering for handwork or anything like that, then you can take a room here. And you can see people are having their meetings. And all of them are booked. And then we're coming quite close to the end of our tour. Right here, you will see a kitchen. There's also a kitchen here. I mentioned there is no sauna. That was a disappointment for many of the users, but there is a kitchen. This kitchen can be rented. But if you have a group of, let's say, immigrants who want to teach their own culture of cuisine, so you can come here and you can have your guests, and you can introduce your lovely food culture to your friends. And here we have a better view to the now to the studio. This drum set you see here, it is handmade in Hämeenlinna. And the drum set they have used the same birch tree that you can see also in these interior structures. And as you can see, it has been used quite a lot. Now there's a guy doing his own work. Better than your drums. And you know, there are so many groups that are using this place. The oldest group I've seen here, they must have been close 80 years old guys with their black ties here and black suits and their beards, and they were playing serious rock and roll, beautiful serious rock and roll. So people from different age groups can come here and perform what they like. And if you compare how much a studio time is costing on a free market, and you think that you can actually put online your own piece here free of charge. So it's a beautiful thing. It makes a happy country, in fact. Then one thing of the infrastructure we are going to introduce you as the latest thing here. We have had tourists here who have taken picture of this tap. And the thing is that, as you can see, it's high. We are recommending that people are filling their water bottles from here, because the tap water in Helsinki and in Finland is better than the one that you buy in the shops. So please do help yourself. Don't waste the plastic bottles and throw them away, but fill them, refill them here. The free water reserve, the sweet water reserve in Finland is actually the biggest in the world. So we are very happy to welcome to our country those people who would like to feel safe and feel happy, also according to the hygienic conditions. So guys, if you have any questions, we are ready to answer. Here is Henri and here is Maria, and Gaby, I think, is upstairs with the little one.
So minä sanko no vannaista Antoni arkeologista. Voisin ankaa sitsemon gadeba tsehisana soreko taimas. To kono Ulla sanoo kannava Antoni suvareskatta to omoimas. To musi kon kaivano sitsemon vannaito sora atore meiltoka soju niiden tästä kudasai. To Oodini itsudemo joukoso kokonimo mihongore irona tuomo yari maskara.
Pues como Ulla ha dicho, Finlandia es un país muy seguro, muy relajado, tiene buena calidad de aire, de agua y la gente es bastante amable, aunque es tímida. Entonces, deseamos, bueno, yo por mi parte y Henri y Ullis también, bienvenidos a Finlandia.
Yes, welcome to Finland. And then you have questions there. Tarmo, can you please ask the questions?
Jan from Flying Bear Club is asking, are you now on second floor or ground floor?
We are on the second floor. We are on the second floor. You know, Oodi is a structure of a bridge. So underneath, you are under the bridge. Now we're right inside the structure of the bridge. There are two big, huge steel arcs that are keeping the structure together, and they are then combined with, they are actually protected then with this wooden protecting, yeah, well, you can see them, and wooden, yes. So that would be the case. So and this floor is only for technology. So and lots of technology. We just had a chance to see the other end, the west part of this. But on the other hand, we have 3D printers. We have got special rooms for high technology for special 3D exhibitions and so on, and lots of reading space.
Someone wanted to know if there's free Wi-Fi.
Yes, of course. It's everywhere.
To atona kutova no nihongore aruhammo no kekko taksan arimaskone wa henko arbaito no tsuite no hanashi sono atore wa mo manga no hongo hontoni taksan arimasu node sore mata sono ironna kokone haiteru hito miite o kiite kudasai to nihongo no honno kokoni onde.
There's a question, what is on G floor?
Ground floor. Ground floor, that is a very big hall with all kinds of services. There is a film theater, there is a restaurant, and now they just opened a center for young people, so for all kinds of hobbies. There is a center for European Union or information desk of the city of Helsinki, and information desk of the library, and there are also very nice service for printing, for instance. If you are busy and you need a print of somewhere, so you just come there and print. And there's a small section also for those who are busy to borrow the latest published novels and so on. Okay.
Nikaini mo kissote mori masano finanssin no sekai no nagari ichiban yoku kohio no maskara. Dakara nikai ni kissoten ga arimasu. Sokore issoni kohi no mo kono toki ni kono shouka ni kitara.
There's a question, can anyone come and use their services, or do we need a library card?
Yes, you need a library card, and the library card you can get if you have an address in Finland. So not the hotel room address is not sufficient. So not temporary visitors can use all the services. But if you have friends in Finland, of course, you can come here and do your printing stuff and so.
I think printing you can use without the library card.
Oh, printing.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So Maria knows better. Yeah, good.
Yeah, you can't borrow books.
Yeah.
But most of those services that you can do locally, you can do without.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
give you a temporary library card for that.
That's good news. Yeah, I didn't know that. So this was Happy Helsinki Tour, guys, and we Helsinki guides. We are more than 380, I think, at the moment, and we speak languages, 26 languages. We come from all over the place, all over the world, and we are just ready to serve you. And we also design programs for you, so you don't have to know everything in advance. So we have got nice backgrounds. Henri, for instance, is a poet. And Maria is actually a filmmaker. And I am actually also a writer. So we do all kinds of things. So please don't hesitate to contact us. We're going to also send you some mail after this nice meeting with you, and hope to see you here in Helsinki. And let's hope the COVID is leaving us. Thank you.
Thank you from us. Bye.
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 Sorry, siis.